my last few years of elementary school, I thought that I was finally finding my friend group. After years of jumping around between different groups, never seeming to find my place, I had now found my go-to friends. I sat with them at lunch, I joined in on their conversations, and in class, I would search for their faces as soon as the teacher said, "Find a group." I considered these people my closest friends. But as the year went on, and as I continued to spend time with them, I realized that I was missing something. I wasn't sure what it was, but I was beginning to pick up on the fact that I felt like a follower, a clingy friend, a third wheel. I wasn't really being myself. Well, actually, the problem is not that I wasn't being myself. It's that I wasn't sharing myself. I would listen to my friends' stories and laugh at their jokes, but they never really heard anything about me. I'm sure most of them didn't know what my favorite movie was, what type of music I like to listen to, or even basic aspects of my personality. I wasn't comfortable around my friends, and to an extent, I had been hiding myself from them. So I started to wonder, why was I doing this? Well, before I could figure out why the relationships between these other people and me didn't feel right, I needed to peel back the layers of what a healthy friendship looks like and ask myself, what even is a friend? And why is it important to have one? Most people would agree that a friend is someone you enjoy being around. In general, a good friend will be kind, respectful towards others, and have a good sense of humor. We like to spend time with our friends because it fulfills our need for positive social interactions. But when we look beyond the obvious definition of a friend, we find countless reasons that make them fundamental parts of our daily lives. We make a lot of friends when we're kids, during important stages of mental growth and development. This is significant because having friends is not just a side effect of spending time with other people. It's actually crucial for having a healthy learning process. Everyone learns by making mistakes. Almost always, finding what doesn't work helps us figure out what does. So, we need our friends to be there for us when we mess up, and to accept our mistakes. When you don't have friends that you can rely on in this way, you don't have a foundation for a healthy relationship. A lack of trust can lead to a fear of what will happen if you do make a mistake, which is part of learning and growing as a person. This fear stopped me from embracing and being open about my mistakes. I wasn't comfortable around my friends because I was afraid that they wouldn't accept who I was. And the truth is, I wasn't accepting myself either. The lesson I learned through this experience helped me see that my friendships weren't healthy, and taught me that I need to surround myself with people who fully support and accept me for who I am. This is what we all need. While we shouldn't depend on other people to bring us happiness, the friends that we do have should not be hindering our personal growth. In order to thrive in our natural state of being and become the best people we can be, we need friends who will help us overcome fears of failure, make us feel more comfortable, support our goals, and make an effort to help us achieve those goals. We can't hope to accomplish this if we're focusing on something that will hold us back, such as a fear of making mistakes. Friends that are reliable, accepting, and supporting will help us through the tough times that inevitably come with life, ultimately helping us to be truly happy. The story I told was my personal experience, but the lesson behind it applies to everyone, including you. If you're a kid trying to find your own friend group, I encourage you to be on the lookout for friends who will really have your back. It can be easy to get caught up in things like someone's popularity, the way they look, or the activities they're interested in. But when you choose to sit next to someone at lunch, only because you see them wearing the trendiest new shoes, you still have no idea whether that person will be a reliable friend for you. Even as an adult, you still really need supportive relationships. Beyond childhood and throughout the rest of our lives, we continue to make mistakes and go through hard times. So having those accepting people in your life is vital to your happiness and success. When you go through a personal struggle, you need to have people who can help keep you grounded by supporting you and offering help. They'll listen when you need to talk about your burdens. They'll provide comfort when a loved one is lost, encouragement when a work environment is difficult or stressful, support to be an awesome parent. The point is that your best friends will always have your back no matter what. Hopefully, you've already found friends that you've built strong relationships with, can turn to whenever you're in need, and who will support whatever decisions you make. If you have not, and you want to, reflect on your current friend group and ask yourself this: am I putting myself in the best position possible to have friends who will truly make me happier? Because even if there are plenty of people around you who could become your supporting, accepting friends, they can be hard to find if your search is filtered by your own irrational judgment. To reach those people, you have to make sure that you're ready to be friends with someone who is going to look and act different from you, have different opinions from you, and will make mistakes. You'll need to be able to accept those mistakes as well. A friendship can't work unless both people are willing to back each other up. In order to have a successful friendship, you have to do your part by welcoming your friend and greeting them with an open mind. You must embrace their faults and imperfections if you expect them to do the same for you. I'll admit, this can be really hard. I'm definitely no expert at it, even after learning this valuable lesson firsthand. So my challenge for you is to be that kind friend that accepts a person regardless of their diverse beliefs, decisions, and opinions. While you should choose your friends wisely and always be looking for the ones who will support you no matter what, in order to be able to decide between different friends, you have to be ready to accept other people yourself. Then and only then can you expect the same from your friends. We can all use a supporting friend in our lives, so be open to the idea that you may end up being that friend for someone else. Thank you.